This movie. Honestly, this is the reason why I don't want to review this movie right now, but you know what? Since I have a thing called the top 10 worst movies of 2023, I need another movie on there. Ho, ho, ho! What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On the Brinker, and yes, this is a pretty late review, I know. Why didn't I review this movie earlier? Because, honestly, since this movie is a really shit movie, I just couldn't be bothered reviewing this movie. But since it's almost the end of the year, I have to catch up on some late reviews, and this is probably the only late review that I'm going to be reviewing. So, yep. Let's just get this shit over with. Today I'm going to review the latest, I wouldn't say latest, the recent legacy horror sequel, The Exorcist Believer. This movie is directed by David Gordon Green, who directed the new Halloween trilogy, and this movie stars Leslie Odom Jr., Ellen Burstyn, Lidya Jewett, and Olivia Neill. When his daughter and her friend show signs of demonic possession, it unleashes a chain of events that forces a single father to confront the Daughter of Evil. Terrified and desperate, he seeks out Chris McNeil, the only person alive who witnessed anything like it before. So yes, we got a legacy sequel to The Exorcist that's directed by David Gordon Green. Now, I'm concerned about this movie because of David Gordon Green, because he directed the new Halloween trilogy. From Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends, all three of those movies have ideas, but unfortunately those movies are very disappointing movies. So, of course, I was very skeptical for The Exorcist Believer because I love the original Exorcist. It is one of the greatest horror films of all time. It's one of the scariest horror films of all time. It's a movie that I always loved ever since I first watched it. It's a very good horror film and does demon possession movies right. So, Exorcist Believer, the new legacy sequel. Man. This movie. Honestly, this is the reason why I don't want to review this movie right now, but you know what? Since I have a thing called the top 10 worst movies of 2023, I need another movie on there. This movie takes elements from the original Exorcist movie and slams it to the ground. David Gordon Green, I'm sorry, you're just not cut out for this. You're not cut out to do a legacy sequel because look, doing a legacy sequel to The Exorcist is not a bad idea. They could have some ideas and execute it well, but unfortunately this movie has the wrong director, wrong writers, because we have a director that already ruins the original Halloween movies with those three movies, and now we got one that ruins The Exorcist and just slams it to the ground. Now, does this movie have ideas? Yes, it does. The first 20 minutes I actually did not mind, because it goes throughout this missing persons movie where these two girls are missing, and honestly, this movie could have been a great idea if the whole movie is like that. These two girls are missing while they're being possessed. I think it would have been at least a fun and interesting movie and an interesting concept. But of course, those girls have been found after the first 30 to 20 minutes of the film, and this movie just turns out as a generic possession film that you've seen in many movies before, which is shit because this is an Exorcist movie. The Exorcist is the movie that puts demon possession genre of movies on the map. Let's also talk about the two girls in the film. Now, their acting wise, they actually tried in this film. Those two girls, when they are possessed, they look creepy, they look terrifying, and they look like they had fun playing those roles. But unfortunately, those two girls in the film, their characters, their backstories, I don't give a shit. And especially that one person is more focused on the other person, that is not good. And that's very unnecessary in putting two girls possessed in the first place. This film mostly focuses on this girl named Angela and her father in this film. The other girl, Catherine, in this film, has no character development. Nothing that I feel sympathized with. Even her family has no character development. She's just another girl getting possessed. That shows that having two girls possessed is unnecessary, and I feel like they did that for money. They said, oh, let's make two girls possessed, more big and more money. That's what it felt like to me, because the film focuses on this other girl, Angela, even more, And her character, I still don't give a crap about her. Especially her father in this film, played by Leslie Odom Jr. His character was completely bland and emotionless throughout the film. Like Ellen Burstyn in the first Exorcist movie, when she sees her own daughter getting possessed and just in tears for help, she is in tears. She is haunted. She is frightened. This is Leslie Odom Jr. in the film. Oh my god. Oh my god, what happened? What's going on? And that's it! His character does have a backstory in this film, but honestly, I didn't really care for it because his character is very bland in the film. And Leslie Odom Jr. is a great actor, but yeah, he's definitely in the wrong film here. Also, Ellen Burstyn returning in this film as Chris McNeil from the original film. I was excited for her. The trailers show a lot of her, and I thought she's going to be one of the main characters of the film. Nope! This film ruins her character as well. She is in the film, something happens to her, and she's away from the rest of the film. So her character is just there for a cameo. The point of a legacy sequel is to bring back original characters, and it's supposed to be a legacy sequel. It's supposed to take from events after the original Exorcist movie. This movie just felt like a carbon copy remake, and they're thinking, oh, this is supposed to be an Exorcist sequel. Let's just bring Ellen Burstyn in for one moment of the film. So it is that. No, it's not. If she's in this film for a cameo, it's not that. It's like saying the Ghostbusters remake with Melissa McCarthy, they just bring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd for cameos. That's what it felt like with this movie. And like I said, the first 20 minutes I enjoyed because of the different genre this film's going for, a missing persons movie. Then the rest of the movie is just a generic possession movie that we've seen in many films before, and like I said, it's a bad thing because it's the Exorcist. It's the freaking Exorcist. It's the movie that put demonic possession movies on the map. So this movie should at least be original, should be fun, but no. There are characters we don't give a shit about. Those two girls I didn't really care about. And this movie is also not scary. This movie did not creep me out whatsoever. This movie has generic jump scares and just very unnecessary ones. Like there's a moment of this film where someone is talking and then it cuts to a jump scare. And I wasn't scared at all. Now, I'm going to tell you a funny story before I get to my final thoughts on this movie. This is a theater experience story when I watched this film. It is a bad movie experience, but honestly, it made the movie at least a bit better. I went into the theater, the commercials were on, and there was these two middle-aged women sitting in the middle. Now, these two women act like they'd never seen a horror movie before. Because when Thanksgiving trailer came out, those months ago, when the trailers came out, the Thanksgiving trailer came out, those girls were just like, oh my god, and I'm like, oh great, we got one of those people in horror movies. And honestly, the movie was so shit that I didn't give a shit what they're doing because they are talking throughout the movie. And whenever there's a jump scare that happens, there's this one jump scare in this film that you've seen in the trailer. We see Angela just like banging her hand on the hospital glass window. These two girls screamed for their lives that they actually frightened me.
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Damn, this is some scary shit. Oh, I am scared. Oh.
Excuse me?
I think I paid my money like everybody else up in here.
I looked behind seeing if anything is wrong, like it sounds like there's something wrong. No, they're just scared of the movie. It shows that these two girls are very casual. They'll just get scared of anything in horror movies. Well then why did you watch this movie then if you're scared of horror movies? I just don't get it. But it creates a really funny theater experience story that honestly, that I would absolutely remember from this film. Overall guys, The Exorcist Believer is definitely a legacy sequel gone wrong, and David Gordon Green, he is not cut out for this. Hopefully this movie is not a trilogy, please. I don't want this trilogy to happen. I don't want it to be the next Halloween trilogy right here because David Gordon Green directs this movie very badly. The way this film was written, it ruins the first Exorcist altogether. The cast did try in the film, the two main girls did try in the film, but their characters aren't really that well developed. And this movie is not scary like the first Exorcist film. It doesn't have the heart. It doesn't have a good written story. It doesn't have characters we give a shit about from the first movie. This movie just brings all these characters together and they're just generic characters, and the film doesn't get time to build up to it because it rushes to the story. Overall guys, The Exorcist Believer is a big pile of shit. It's definitely going to be in my worst list, that's for sure, because this is definitely one of the worst horror films of the year, and I'm going to give The Exorcist Believer a D-. So guys, that is my pretty late review for The Exorcist Believer. Let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below. Do you like the movie, hate the movie, or you thought it's okay? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.